This is a presentation of Magnitude Sports. And now, the cameras are ready, the headset is on, it's game time.
Alrighty, hi, hello, and welcome here to the North Softball Complex here in northern Fargo, North Dakota, up here near Hector International Airport here on the complex for day 2 of Midseason Madness here in high school softball. Magnitude Sports here, bringing you coverage of the final 6 games here in this tournament jamboree, whatever you'd like to call it, here today on this beautiful Saturday morning still, as it's bright and early, at least for our standards. 10:57 your local time right now, as we're about ready to get this game underway here between the Williston Coyotes and the Shanley Deacons. My name is Eric Tionkson, here on the call today for 3 games. Taking a look at our schedule real quick. We've got 6 total games coming up here today. 11 o'clock, we've got Shanley versus Williston taking place on this field, as well as Dickinson versus Fargo Davies. That'll be taking place on field 5. 1 o'clock, more or less, give or take, depending on how long these games take. Shanley will take on Dickinson on field 1, and then Hart River will face Northern Cass on field 5, and then to cap things off at 3 o'clock, Northern Cass versus Fargo Davies in Des Lacs, Burlington. Lewis and Clark going to be taking on Thompson. So those are your games here on the docket today, as it is about ready to get the game underway here. You can see coaches out at home plate talking with the umpires. I believe looks like Shanley is going to be the home team, at least that's what I heard from the Shanley coach when I was talking to him earlier today, getting lineup cards. Speaking of lineups, let's go over lineups quick, starting off with the Coyotes. It's going to be Olivia Burvig batting leadoff in left field for Williston. Jada Nass in the number 2 hole. She's going to be playing second base. Batting third, Sierra Main at cleanup. Aaliyah Bertelson, she'll be at first base. At the 5th spot, batting 5th, Kira Slagle at shortstop. Riley Iverson will be batting 6th at third base. Savannah Douglas in the circle today for the Coyotes. She'll be batting 7th. Batting 8th in right field, Jaden Dillon. And then the number 9 spot is going to be Karina Turnquist, and she'll be in center field. And for the Deacons, they'll be leading off with Avery Acri, who will be pitching. Christia Sazenbach will be in center field batting second. Ingrid Otterson will be batting third at shortstop. The DH will be batting cleanup, Emily Hodel for the Deacons. Azana Lushjan will be at catcher batting 5th. Aaron Dummer batting 6th at second base. Batting 7th in left field. Kinley Kuhneman batting 8th at first base. Phyllis Quay batting 9th at third base, Emily Anderson. And then the flex player in right field will be Caitlin Stitch for the Deacons. So the Deacons will be utilizing a DH, DP, whatever you want to call it, and having the flex in the outfield, while the Williston Coyotes will be going with a more traditional 9-player lineup. So those are your starting lineups here today for this first game, and it's about ready to get underway here. As you can see, both teams huddle up. The Deacons over on the third base dugout, and then the Coyotes getting the first base dugout. So perhaps I did a little research last night about which dugout is usually considered the home team dugout, and it actually really varies, and it really varies who you talk to, because some of the coaches I was talking to yesterday believed that the third base dugout was the home team dugout. Well, if you go a quick Google search, it's going to say that the majority of teams actually use the first base dugout as the home dugout. The reason for that being a lot of bang-bang plays take place at first base, and the home team manager always wants the advantage of getting a closer look at that, but that might just be a new wrinkle with replay being integrated into higher levels of baseball and softball. Of course, we don't have instant replay here today, but just a little tidbit for you guys to chew on, as yesterday I believe the home team, at least for one of my games, was actually in the first base dugout. So maybe it's just a matter of whichever team gets here first. You just never know, but the more you know, as I always like to say, and as they said, don't exactly know when, but I know that's a reference to something that's a little bit before my time, because I'm pretty sure there's a little jingle that goes along with it. I'm sure that a lot of you older folks out here, I say older, but probably only need to be about 10 or so years older to really know what I'm talking about. But that's a bit of a tangent that I've been off of, but we're about ready to get things started here, as Akri will get a few warm-up pitches. Once again, going around the diamond, it's going to be Akri in the circle pitching for the Deacons today. And her catcher is going to be Azana Luxon. So that's the battery, if you will, for the Deacons. The 1-2 punch, at least that's the way that they put it on the scorecard. Of course, pitcher being the number 1 spot and catcher being the number 2. And it looks like we're about ready to play ball here, as we are at 11:02. First pitch scheduled for 11 o'clock, but of course, it's hard to be exactly 100% perfect on time. There's a lot of different moving pieces, but certainly can't complain about 2 minutes after the original start. As, yes, if you will, gave me maybe 2 extra minutes to set up as well. I'm going to fix the scoreboard real quick. Coyotes do not have an 8-run handicap. That would be shocking. And looks like first pitch is going to hit her. So that's certainly one way to start off the game, as Coyotes are going to get a runner on first. And it's Burvig who takes her base. So here's Jaden Noss batting second. And Noss will take the first pitch high for ball 1. First pitch coming in at officially 11:03. So that'll be the start of the game here today, as I'll try my best to keep track of the game time. That one's going to be popped up over towards right field, and making the catch is Caitlin Stitch for the first out of the inning. Stitch, of course, playing in that flex spot, so she'll play in right field, but she will not be hitting, at least if I recall correctly from my previous stints here doing softball. So 1 out and 1 on here for Sierra Main, who will take the first pitch for strike 1. After Main, it'll be Aaliyah Bertelson and Kira Slagle, should they get to that spot. Of course, double play not out of the question, as it's chopped over to shortstop. And they will not have a play, as the throw going over towards the dugout. The runners are going to advance to second and third, and going home is Burvig, and Burvig's going to slide in safe, and there's your first run of the game. How about the base running by Olivia Burvig? Main will reach second, and it's 1-0 here to Williston early on in the top of the first. So I'll put a runner on second for Bertelson, who will dig in with 1 out and 1 on, and it's 1-0. I believe they will officially rule that as an error. But the Coyotes are not going to care one bit, as they tag home 1 run here about 3 minutes into this ball game. 2 minutes to be exact, as I take a look at the scoreboard timer. And here's the cleanup hitter, Aaliyah Bertelson. Bertelson will swing at the first pitch for strike 1. As Akri fires in her 4th strike of the night. And that one will be cut on and missed for strike 2. So a quick 0-2 count here to Bertelson. Akri out on top, and she'll look for the second out of the inning via punch out. The 0-2. And that one will be taken for a ball. Good eye right there by Bertelson to stay alive in this at-bat. One-two pitch on the way. That one going to be taken high and evening up the count. Ockery wind up and firing, got her, strike 3. Punch out like Mike Tyson, that'll be your second out of the inning. And so she does get the strikeout. That right there is a reference that might be a little bit before my time, but game admittedly I've never actually played before, but heard is very difficult. And that first pitch in for a strike to Kiera Slagle. It's an 0-1 count with 2 away and 1 on. That one chopped over towards Anderson at third. Firing over to first. Quay can't quite get it on the stretch. Maine heading home, and Maine will get in. So Sierra Maine will score as Slagle goes to second. And it's 2-0 for Williston here in the top of the first. Runner on second now for Riley Iverson, who will look to get another 2-out RBI potentially for the Coyotes. She'll take pitch number 1 for a ball. That pitch going to get past. It'll be taken for ball 2, and Slagle will meander on over to third base. So that puts run number 3 just that much closer for Williston. Iverson working on a 1-0 count, and she'll look to try and bring in Slagle. Or Slagley. Slagley. I think Slagle sounds right, but I can't say for 100% certainty, so apologies if I do make a mistake on the pronunciation of that name. That pitch will be taken for a ball, and heading home is Slagle. She'll touch home, and it's 3-0 for the Coyotes. Advancing on a passed ball right there, and the hot start for Williston continues. That pitch taken for a ball. It'll make it a 3-0 count. Excuse me, actually a 4-0. So Iverson will take her base at first. I'll bring up Savannah Douglas. Douglas grounding out one towards Ockery. Over to first, and that's your third out of the inning as Ockery fires over on a ground out. It'll be a 1-3 ground out. And that will end the top of the first inning. Middle of the first here. 3-0 for the Coyotes as they're able to work the base paths to their advantage. Some nice base running, as I don't think they officially logged a hit, but thanks to some walks, few passed balls, and a few errors, they're going to jump out to a 3-0 lead here on the Magnitude Sports scoreboard. We're going to be right back with the bottom of the first due-up. It's going to be Ockery, Sazzenbach, and Otterson for the Deacons. We'll see if they can respond right after this quick message here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Alrighty, well, welcome back here to the Magnitude Sports Media Network here at the North Softball Complex. Your score after the top of the first inning, 3-0 to Williston over Shanley as they jump out to a hot start. They played home 3 runs thanks to a few errors by the Deacons and some good base running and plate discipline. In the circle for Williston today is going to be Savannah Douglas. She'll get the start on the mound. And leading off is going to be Avery Ockery, who's in the circle for the Deacons. She'll start things off for Shanley, and following behind her will be Krista Sazzenbach and Ingrid Otterson. Those will be the 3 due-up here at the top of the order for Shanley as they'll look to maybe string together a few base runners and runs of their own. We've seen some high-scoring games here early on. How about the Bismarck Demons? I was mixing up the Demons and Deacons a little bit, saying one or the other. Of course, they sound similar, and you think of Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons, but on the topic of the Bismarck Demons, they scored 13 runs in their first game, 25 in their second game. If you do some quick math, that is 38 runs through their 2 games, and you average that out. If I do some more quick math, I believe that would be 19 runs per game, and that is. So I don't know if we'll see 19 runs here in this game, but you just never know. We've seen offensive explosions throughout. We saw a few double-digit run games over on the other diamond as well as a more of a pitcher's duel in the first game. I believe that one was won by Northern Cass, either Northern or Central Cass. That one was a 3-1 game with a 3-run homer being the difference. That highlight can be found on our YouTube channel, Magnitude Sports on YouTube. Douglas will get the inning started with her first pitch. That one is going to be low in the zone for strike 1 to Akri. Pitch number 2 coming in, and that one will be taken for a ball, evening up the count at 1-1. That one going to be popped up high, but drifting well foul, as it will land over by that tree. You can see it's going to be a race to see who can get that ball, and I think that young fan is going to win as he turns on the Jets right there. Might be a future leadoff hitter with wheels like that. That pitch lined hard towards third base. Iverson not able to snag it. Certainly can't blame her, though. That one was smoked like some Texas brisket. And sliding into second and safe is Akri. And on the throw, Akri heading to third, Akri heading home. And it's going to be a play at the plate, and Akri will get in there standing up. So the Deacons lead things off with sort of an inside the park home run. I think they might rule that as a single and then a few errors. That's going to make it 3-1 here as the Deacons pull 1 run back. So it's 3-1 to Sazzenbach. Her first pitch is taken for ball 1. The 1-0 taken inside for ball 2. That one grounded over towards Iverson. Iverson can't make the play on it. Slagle there for the backup. She can't get it either. That one's going to trickle through. That'll put Skazenbach on first. So runner on first here is Ingrid Otterson, batting third today for the Deacons. She'll look to keep this strong start to the inning going as she takes the first pitch low for ball 1, and Skazenbach will head over to second. (1-0) to Otterson, and she fouls that one off. It drifts over past the dugout a little bit, just over the fans at those tables. So you them maybe munching on some sunflower seeds, a classic snack for this sport. And thankfully not getting met with a ball to the head right there. Let me tell you, that big old softball, I've never actually been hit by one before, but I can imagine it would be no joke. We'll even up the count at 1-1. That pitch in the dirt for ball 2 as Skazenbach heads to third, thinks about heading home for a sec, but that might have just been a little bit of a, I won't want to say half-hearted, because I'm sure obviously the effort was there, but probably never fully had the intention of going home, just maybe trying to force a throw. But that will put her at third, and with 0 outs, Deacons in a nice spot right here, potentially cut it to a 1-run game. That pitch taken for ball 3. Hitters count to Ingrid Otterson. As she checks her swing, able to foul it off. That'll make the count full at 3-2. Looked like she thought about swinging and was about ready to lay off, but bat already came around enough where not only would she probably have went, but actually able to make some contact on the ball as well. On the full count, that pitch fouled off. Nice job right there to get a piece of it and stay alive. Even spread here as far as pitches go so far for Douglas. 6 strikes, 6 balls unofficially. And pitch number 13 is hit towards short. Throw home is not in time as Skazenbach is going to be home safe. And that's going to be another run for the Demon. There I go again. Another run for the Deacons, as that'll make it a 3-2 ball game. So Shanley already cutting into that 3-run deficit early on. Now they're only down 1. That'll be a fielder's choice. That'll make it a 3-2 game. And here's Emily Hodel, who's batting cleanup today and in the DH spot. She's got a runner on first and still 0 outs here for Shanley here in the bottom of the first inning. 3-2 your score. Fast start to this game, and Hodel's going to hit that one over towards Noss at second. Noss couldn't quite get the tag, and she couldn't get the throw off either. So Hodel will reach on a fielder's choice as well, as both runners are safe. That'll put runners on first and second for Azana Lusjan. Lusjan will dig in with 2 on and no away. The tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Lusjan showing bunt. It's popped up, and a nice catch right there by Sierra Main. That'll be out number 1 as she snags the bunt attempt. It'll be a fly-out bunt, if you will. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the first. And Aaron Dummer stepping up to the plate with 2 on and 1 away. That pitch taken low for ball 1. Firing over to third is the catcher. Sliding in safely is Otterson, so I'll put runners on second and third. So now both runners here in scoring position for Shanley, as they are just that much closer to tying up the ball game here. That pitch taken for ball 2. 2-0 count here to Dummer. That pitch just missing the zone right there. That'll make it a hitter's count, to say the least, at 3-0. Dummer 1 pitch away from loading the bases for Kinley Kuhneman. And she'll take it inside. Ball 4. Dummer smartly working the count right there. That'll load the bases. 1 away, and here's Kinley Kuhneman, who has a chance to really break this game open. Tying run at third, go ahead at second, and an extra run at first base to boot. Kuhneman swinging a miss for strike 1. Seen a few home runs already here in this midseason madness. The 3-run home run that I was talking about in the other game, nearly going over the baseball fence. That one was absolutely clobbered. We saw 1 hit by Davies as well, and a few hit by Bismarck. It's an 0-2 count after that swinging strike to Kuhneman. And she'll take strike 3. Got her looking. That's your second out of the inning. That'll be the first strikeout of the game for Savannah Douglas. Now, with 2 away, here's Phyllis Quay. Bases loaded. And she'll take strike 1. As Douglas might be starting to find her groove a little bit after that last strikeout. Going quick now. Pitch number 2 is high. Nice snag right there by Sierra Main to make it a 1-1 count. And if she didn't grab that, it probably would have been a tie ball game. The 1-1. Quay fouls it off for strike 2. And a strikeout right here, or just any out, would be big for Williston, as they could come out of the inning with the lead intact after working their way into a bases loaded jam here. Let's see if Douglas can finish the job. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Douglas gets out of the inning, and the Coyotes keep their lead intact That's your second strikeout of the game for Savannah Douglas. We've got a good one on our hands so far here on Magnitude Sports. 3-2 your score. The Deacons plating home 2 in the bottom of the first on 1 hit and 2 errors. Got a good one going right now. A little bit of everything so far in this game. We're going to be right back with the top of the second. Jaden Dillon, Cornelia Turnquest, and Olivia Burvig. I promise I'll figure that name out eventually. I was practicing it earlier, but just always seem to keep forgetting which one it is. Sometimes letters get jumbled up for me, but we'll be right back right after this quick message from Sean Carlson, Town & Country Credit Union.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Alrighty, well, welcome back here. 30 seconds later and about 30 times of me saying Karina later, as that's how I spent my commercial break, getting that name down. Karina Turnquest, and now hopefully I will not mess that one up again, as I was practicing in my car on the way over here, but just for whatever reason, brain shut down for a second. But it's going to be Jaden Dillon, Karina Turnquest, and Olivia Burvig due up. Burvig representing the top of the order, as she is the leadoff hitter here for the Coyotes to get things started here in the top of the second inning. Dillon will dig in as we reset the scoreboard. Not exactly sure what happened there, but regardless. Pitch on the way, and that one will be taken high for a ball. Dillon pops that one up over towards center field. Skazenbach heading in, and she'll put the squeeze on it for the first out of the inning. So we'll fly out to center field to start things off for the Coyotes. That's your first out. And here is Karina Turnquest. Turnquest will settle in with 1 out and no one aboard. Swinging on the first pitch for strike 1. That one dancing on its way out of the zone right there, looked like. The 0-1 pitch is taken for ball 1 to even up the count. As you might be able to hear the wind picking up just a little bit. Not quite as bad as it was yesterday. Pitch number 3, the at-bat incoming for strike 2. Swung on and missed. It was really cold for about the last 30 minutes of last night. The sun's starting to go down, the wind picking up. The thermometer itself said it wasn't that bad. It was around the high 40s as that pitch is high for a ball, 2-2. But let me tell you, I don't know what it was, but it felt like it was about 15 degrees outside. Someone that's lived in North Dakota most of my life. Just a surreal experience being that cold when it, in all actuality, probably wasn't that bad. Here's the 2-2. That pitch taken high for ball 3. It's a full count. Of course, spending some of my time at college at Georgia maybe made me a little bit soft. Payoff pitch on the way. That one popped up high. Gonna be a tough play, and making the catch is Luschin. There's out number 2. Nice play by the catcher. Luschin making the catch on the fly ball on a full count, and here's Olivia Burvig, the top of the order. Actually, okay, good. I had to double check there. I didn't quite see the 1 for a sec. I thought it was just number 3. Would have had a mini panic attack there, as didn't have a number 3 down in my lineup. That pitch will be taken for a ball. But it is Burvig, the top of the order, who is 0 for 0. She walked her first time up. That started the game off for the Coyotes. Burvig will take that pitch for a strike. And it's a 1-2 count here to Burvig. Acri will look to get strike number 3 right here and get a 1-2-3 inning. And that one not quite in the zone, so it'll even up the count, but still probably more or less a pitcher's count here with 2 strikes. Depending on how you approach the game from both the pitcher and hitting perspective. That one going to be popped up over towards short. Otterson heading in. She makes the catch on the fly ball for out number 3. So there you have it. After the top of the second, no runs, no hits, no errors for the Coyotes in the top of the second. The score holds 3-2. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the Deacons as they'll head back out to the dish and try and make up that 1-run deficit. They did a good job chipping in 2 in the first inning. They'll look to tie it up and maybe even take the lead in the second inning. We're going to be right back with the bottom of the second. Anderson, Acri, and Skazenbach due up for Shanley. Right after this, quick word from Go Promo here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
And just like that, with the snap of a finger, we are back here on Magnitude Sports, here at the North Softball Complex. Nice little softball complex that I actually didn't know existed until about a few days ago. Never really been to this part of town too much before outside of the airport and maybe the horse park, although admittedly I was not the one that drove to the horse park on that day a few years ago, so I'm not 100% sure exactly where that is in relation to this location, but if you pan over to the left a little bit, you can maybe catch a little glimpse of the downtown Fargo skyline, if you will, at least as much of a skyline as we have here in Fargo. But back to softball here to get things started off for the Deacons is going to be Emily Anderson. First pitch of the inning in there for a swinging strike. It's an 0-1 count. That pitch taken for a ball to even up the count. Could maybe hear a little bit of the chants coming in from the dugout. Certainly one of my favorite parts about this sport is the atmosphere that both these teams' dugouts bring. That pitch taken for strike 2. It certainly wouldn't be a game on the diamond without hearing chants coming from both the teams' dugouts, and you can hear them urging on their player now here on a 1-2 count. And Douglas got her swinging strike 3. Nice pitch right there. There's another strikeout for Savannah Douglas. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the second. Here's Avery Acri, who was 1 for 1 with a single and then managed to reach home on a couple. I believe I was actually only maybe ruled 1 error. As Acri will foul that one back for strike 1. Certainly not something you see every day right there. A single and then reaching home still in the same play, if you will. But it was a great start for the Deacons, as Acri will take that pitch to even up the count at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Douglas. That one low for a ball. That one lined hard down the line and just foul. Iverson nearly able to make the catch right there. If they had used a bigger cow to make the glove, she might have got it. But instead it'll go down as a foul ball, and that'll make it a 2-strike count here, 2-2. And that one gonna be popped up high, drifting over towards the gap maybe, and dropping just over the outstretched arm of Nas. Sliding into second and safe is Acri. Ockery will head to second on what I believe might be ruled as a double. Not often you see a bloop double, but that's exactly what we saw right there. That'll put Ockery on second with one away for Krista Sassenbach. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. Here's the 1-0. That one fouled right back, right almost towards me. It wasn't quite able to make the catch. Certainly would have been probably the coolest thing I've ever done here in my time had I snagged that. But just out the reach of my arm. Of course, for those of you that tuned in yesterday to the Bismarck game, the first one, there was a fan sitting over about a few rows up and to the right of me that managed to snag 2 foul balls with his bare hand. And then right after that, his daughter hit a home run. That pitch will be taken for ball 2. Fortunately, not quite as cool as that guy, as he made both the catches and he also had the showmanship too, held up the ball like a major leaguer and was able to get a shot of that. That one hit hard towards third base, picked by Iverson, over to first for an out, over to third, can't quite get her in time. That'll be out number 2 here. And now 1 out away from ending the inning. A 5-3 ground out right there as Ockery will head to third. Here's Ingrid Otterson, who reached on a fielder's choice her last time up. She'll take pitch number 1 for a ball. You can hear they call out infield go 1 with 2 outs. That's obviously the right call right there. That pitch will be taken high for ball 2. Don't really have to worry about the runner at third that much. That pitch tapped foul for strike 1. It's a 2-1 count. Two-1, 2 outs with a runner on third as that one's hit towards Slagle. Over to first and can't quite put the squeeze on it as Bertelson. That'll bring home Ockery and it's a tie ball game. The Deacons equalizing here, 3-3 on your scoreboard. Otterson will stay at first. That'll bring up Emily Hodel, who also reached on a fielder's choice. Otterson takes off for second, and she slides in safe. So I'll put her in scoring position. Nice softball right there, taking off on the pitch and getting into scoring position with 2 outs. 1-0 count here to Hodel. Now a base hit might score Otterson. Second pitch taken low for a ball. Cut on and miss there for strike 1. Big chop from the cleanup hitter, who might look to put one over by where that bus is, and that would really break this game open. Instead, she'll take that pitch low for ball 3, and she's worked herself into a nice count right here. Emily Hodel has. It's 3-1, and Douglas look to try and fire a few strikes in here and end this inning with not the lead intact, but the tie intact now, I suppose, as that one will be grounded right towards Douglas. Douglas can't make the play, but right there to back her up is Jaden Noss. Heads up play by the second baseman, and that will be out number 3, and that will end the bottom of the second inning. But it's the Demons, the Deacons once again. That is going to bother me, I think, the rest of the day here, as I believe I also have one more Shanley game. That's going to end the second inning here as the Deacons tag home 1 run. It's now a tie game, 3-3 here. 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. That being, of course, the game total, not the inning total, but We're going to be right back with the top of the third. Jada Noss, Sierra Main, and Aaliyah Bertelson, heart of the order, due up here for the Coyotes right after this quick message here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
And we're back here on Magnitude Sports. Coyotes and Deacons here, about ready to get the top of the third started. Coyotes turn to hit here after a game tied up by Shanley. And it's going to be Jada Noss, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out, digging in. She flew out towards right field in her first plate appearance. And Avery Ockery will head back out to the circle for inning number 3 of pitching. She's got 35 pitches so far unofficially, 17 balls and 18 strikes, so pretty even distribution so far as the pitches go. Pitch number 36 incoming, and it's swung on and missed for strike 1. The 0-1 will be fouled off for strike 2. And Ockery out ahead in the count early on in this at-bat. She'll look to finish off Noss right here. And that one is going to be hit towards right field. Heading in is Stitch, and Stitch can't quite make the play. Noss heading to second, and heading to third. She will be in safe at third. So Noss will get a 3-bagger to start things off. That's a ideal start for the Coyotes. Here's Sierra Main, who is 0 for 1. She reached on an error her first plate appearance. Big chop right there for strike 1 by Main. Have to imagine that a ball put in play to the outfield would score an ass here, as that one will be put in play towards the outfield. Diving to try and make the catch is Skazenbach. She can't, and Main will head to third. Will be a throw over to third or not, as looks like Otterson will hold up, and that'll be a 3-bagger as well. And that'll give the Deacons the Coyotes the lead here in the top of the third. So back-to-back 3-baggers. And it's a 4-3 ball game. The Coyotes back on top. First pitch taken for ball 1 by Bertelson, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this game. She's got a runner on third with 0 outs. That's the situation for her in this at-bat, and she'll look at that pitch for strike 1, evening up the count. Here's the 1-1, and that one swung on and missed. Strike 2 might have got her with a little bit of off speed right there, as she looked to be maybe out ahead of that one. And Ockery will look to get the first out of the inning right here. Instead, it's going to be hit into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. That'll score Main. That'll be a 1-run single for Bertelson, and it's 5-3. The Coyotes starting to come back to life here on offense. Slagle pops that one up high. Over down the line and just out of the reach of Quay. So that'll drop as a foul ball for strike 1. Slagle is 0 for 1, but she reached the base. It was on an error. That's how the scoring works here in this game. Bit unforgiving in my opinion, but that's just me. I didn't make the rules. I'm no Abner Doubleday. That one is going to be over the head of Dummer. That one going to roll all the way to the fence. Extra bases for Slagle. And holding up at third, and now going home is Bertelson. Bertelson sliding in safe at the plate. And it's 6-3. The Coyotes have doubled their lead here on the Deacons. It's now 6-3 as Schlegel gets a 1-run double. Good base running right there to get another run in the books. And the bats of the Coyotes really starting to come to life here. Here's Riley Iverson, who's 0 for 0 with a walk. Still 0 outs here as well for Williston. They'll look to keep this inning rolling. Iverson hits that one. That one will drop in the gap. Not really the gap, actually, just right out in front of Kuhneman. And that'll be a single. That'll put runners on the corners. So used to saying in the gap a lot of times with these base hits, but that one not quite in the gap, but able to find some grass. As they like to say, usually a whole lot of green out there. And the Coyotes have been finding the green so far. Almost like they're golfers. Here's Savannah Douglas, who is 0 for 1. She struck out her last plate appearance, and she'll look to bring home a few runs here maybe as she swings on the first pitch for strike one. Iverson takes off for second. She'll get in there standing up. Douglas will dig back in for pitch number 2 this at bat. She looks at that one for a ball. Even count here to Savannah Douglas as the Coyotes have put together a strong inning, and they'll look to keep it going as that pitch low for ball 2. They've got 2 runners in scoring position and still 3 outs to play with here. That one finding the middle of the zone for strike 2. Unofficially now 50 pitches for Avery Ockery in this ball game. 20 balls, 30 strikes for the Deacons pitcher. And that one is going to go through the hole, base hit. That'll score Schlegel, and it's 7-3 as another hit is added to the catalog here for the Coyotes. Might be able to hear a dog barking in the background, but it's been the Coyotes that have been howling. And they'll look to keep howling here in this next at-bat as runners are on the corners for Jaden Dillon. She's 0 for 1 with a fly out. That ball going to get past Luschin, and Iverson will head home on the passed ball. 8-3 now as Douglas reaches second as well. That one going to be popped up right towards Dummer. And they got the double play. Dummer fires over to Otterson at short, and they get Douglas who live here for Williston. As that one is popped up high, it might find the green again, and it does as it touches down on the edge of the outfield right there. That'll go down as a single for Karina Turnquist. Chalk up another hit for the Coyotes. Now hit number 6 unofficially for Williston. I'll bring up the top of the order in Olivia Burvig. Burvig swinging on the first pitch for strike 1. If Burvig can reach base, then Williston will have batted around as Jada Nass will be due up next, and she was the one who started off the inning. Second pitch of the at-bat on the way. That one swung on and missed for strike 2 by Burvig, and she's looking at an 0-2 hole, as Ockery will look to end the inning right here with a strikeout potentially. Ockery on the 0-2. And that one just missing the zone right there. It gets past, so Turnquist will head to second. It's a 1-2 count. On the 1-2, she takes it for ball 2. Runner on second and 2 outs as well. That one hit over towards Anderson at third. Anderson firing over to Quay. Quay can't make the play, Heading home is Turnquist. Turnquist will score, and it's 9-3. Burvig will head to second. So with 2 outs, that'll go down as an RBI of sorts, and that'll make it 9-3 for Williston. That one hit right towards Quay. Quay can't put the squeeze on. It's going to be a close play at first, and they're going to say that she's safe. Heading home is Burvig, and Burvig safe at the plate. 10-3 as the Coyotes manufacture yet another run. Now bring up Sierra Main, who's 1 for 2. She reached on an error and hit a triple her last time up. Now here she is looking to do even more damage as she's got 1 on with 2 away. In her second plate appearance of the inning, as the Coyotes have batted around now. They actually batted around as soon as Jaden Noss stepped into the batter's box, and she kept the inning alive as that one's hit right towards Ockery. Ockery over to Quay at first, and that'll be your 3rd out of the inning, as we have a 1-3 ground out to end things here. But it was a monstrous inning here for the Coyotes as we head towards the bottom of the 3rd inning. 9-3 your score. The Coyotes bringing home 6 runs in the top of the 3rd. They've now got 6 hits on the game, as well as benefiting from a few errors as well. It's a 6-run ball game. It was tied heading into the top of the 3rd. The Coyotes bring home 6, but the Deacons, they've been no slouches so far on offense either. They'll look to keep things going, as it's going to be Azana Luschin, Aaron Dummer, and Kinley Kuhneman due up for the Deacons right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Alrighty, we're back here ready to get the bottom of the 3rd inning underway. It's going to be Luschin, Dummer, and Kuhneman due up for the Deacons, the number 5, 6, and 7. So good part of the heart of the order coming up here for Shanley, who will look to get a few runs back now. They went into the 3rd inning tied up, and then the Coyotes decided to go put 6 runs across the board and bring it to a 9-3 ball game. So the Deacons back in the hole now, trying to get some. They have some catching up to do, I was trying to say, but stumbled across my words a little bit. But number 5, 6, and 7 hitters, a lot of my coaches used to say sounds like hits right there, so we'll see what the Deacons have in store here to start things off in the bottom of the 3rd. That first pitch taken high for ball 1. Luschin 0 for 1 on the game so far with a fly out. That one is a hard hit fly ball, but foul. That one might have had the legs to get out of the park right there, as Douglas now 50 pitches unofficially on the game. I'll put the count at 1-1. That one was clobbered, but over the wrong fence there. Went over the fence on the side. As you can see, fan running back with the ball to bring it in. Ball coming into home on the pitch right here. That one fouled straight back for strike 2. Luschin certainly looks like she's on it right now, as she just pulled that one and then just missed that one, getting maybe a tad bit under it. She fouled it straight back for strike 2. Big 1-2 pitch on the way here from Douglas. Off speed will be taken for a ball to even the count. That one hit hard over towards third. Iverson knocks it down. Throw on the way and not in time. Tie goes to the runner. Williston reaches first on a single. Good start for the Deacons here in the bottom of the third. I'll put a runner on first for Erin Dummer, who's 0 for 0 with a walk so far. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. In fact, I believe she walked on 4 pitches her last at bat. So 5 pitches faced so far and 5 balls for Erin Dummer. Pitch number 6 on the way, and she'll take that one inside for a ball as well. 2-0 the count to Erin Dummer. Williston at first and 0 outs here for the Deacons. That one inside. Dummer has to slide back a little bit to avoid getting plunked. That'll make it a 3-0 count. Dummer 1 pitch away from walking for the second time here today. Douglas's pitch is in the zone for strike 1. Nice pitch right there to make it a 3-1 count. We've already seen a few times yesterday pitchers coming back from being down 3-0 in the count to get an out. Let's see if it happens right here. It will not, as that pitch is in the dirt. Dummer will take her base and walk for the second time today. Williston will hold up at second. That'll put 2 on for Kinley Kuhneman with 0 outs. Kuhneman 0 for 1 with a strikeout thus far. After Kuhneman, it'll be Phyllis Quay and Emily Anderson. Then after that, the top of the order for the Deacons. First pitch taken in the dirt for ball 1. Certainly so far has the look of a good potential inning for Shanley. Of course, anything can happen as that pitch taken for ball 2. The runners are going to advance 1 base east. Williston to third and Dummer to second. It's a 2-0 count. Now they've got 2 in scoring position. Of course, we have seen plenty of crazy things so far in our time here at the softball complex. That pitch taken for ball 3. Now, potentially the threat of loading the bases looms here for Douglas as she has a 3-0 count looking her in the face. Phyllis Quay on deck. Should Kuhneman get walked here? And it looks like she will as she takes that pitch for ball 4. It's a 4-ball walk for Kinley Kuhneman. And that brings up Phyllis Quay with the bases loaded. Quay is 0 for 1 with the strikeout. She has a chance to really help out the Deacons' cause right here with potentially a base hit or a walk would even score a run. She'll get a head start on the walk as she takes ball 1 inside. I have to imagine that Douglas will be looking for the strikeout here. Certainly don't want really too many balls in play with the bases loaded. That one fired in for a strike to even up the count. So that'll help her cause towards a strikeout. We're back to an even battle here between the hitter and the pitcher. Caught on unmissed there for strike 2. Quay might have got a piece of it, it sounds like, but regardless, it'll go down as a strike. It's now a 1-2 count, and Douglas 1 strike away from getting a massive strikeout right here for the Coyotes. The 1-2 to Quay. And that one hit through the hole. That one's going to go down as a base hit. 1 run will score. Heading home from second is Dummer. Heading to third is Kuhneman, and it's a 2-run single for Phyllis Quay. 10-5 your game as 2 runs have been driven in. I'll change the Coyotes score. I'm not sure what happened there. But it's a 2-run single. I'll put runners on the corners for Emily Anderson. Anderson 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. Second pitch low for ball 2. And that one taken for a strike to make the count 2-1. Still 0 outs here in the bottom of the third for Shanley as they're looking to strike back. So it was actually a 7-run inning for Williston. That pitch taken for a ball. The throw down to third to try and get Kuhneman is not in time. Kuhneman calls time smartly. That one swung on and missed for a strike. Douglas's pitch on the way. Big one right here. That one taken for ball 4, so that'll walk Anderson. That'll load the bases for the top of the order in Ockery. Ockery is 2 for 2 with a single and a double, so certainly not someone that Douglas and the Coyotes want to face right now with the bases loaded. Looks like they'll have a meeting in the circle to talk over how they want to attack this at bat right here. 0 outs still as well for the Deacons, so really a great chance right here to cut into that deficit a little bit more. I said they had a bit of catching up to do, but certainly been able to squeeze some ketchup out of the bottle thus far as they've gotten 2 runs across and they've got 3 on and 0 outs, and a hitter who's having a pretty good game so far digging into the batter's box. First pitch to Ockery is lined up the middle, and that'll drop for a base hit. Runners holding up at first, but eventually taking off. Kuhneman will head home. That's a 1-run single, and it's 10-6. So chalk that up as an RBI for Ockery, who's now 3 for 3, scorching hot from the plate today. Bases remain loaded. Here's Krista Skazenbach, who's 0 for 2 with an error and a ground out. Skazenbach just missing that one, fouling it off. Those of you doing some math at home, yes, a grand slam would tie the game up right here. To wonder what kind of approach she takes at the plate here, as Skazenbach will take that pitch for a ball. Skazenbach pops that one up, but foul, nearly hitting the light. That'll make it a 1-2 count. Here's the 1-2 from Douglas. That one grounded hard towards Slagle and can't quite make the play right there. 1 run will score. Heading home is Anderson, and Anderson will reach safely, and it's 10-8. Runners on first and second now as the Deacons bring home 2 more runs, and they're having a nice inning. Now unofficially 75 pitches for Douglas. 76 will be high for a ball. And still 0 outs here in this inning. So the Deacons certainly don't want to get conservative, but an out wouldn't be the end of the world, obviously, as they've got 3 to play with. That one hit hard down the line and a fair ball. Ockery's going to be waved home, and the throw out to home is not in time as Ockery slides in. Skazenbach will head to third. Otterson heads to second, and it's 10-9. The Deacons have stormed back, and it's just a 1-run game. Runners on second and third and no outs. Here's Emily Hodel, 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a ground out. She's got 2 runners in scoring position. She'll hit that one hard down the line and just foul. 0-1 count. That would have likely tied the game, maybe even give the Deacons the lead. Douglas's pitch on the way, that one taken for a ball. Here's the 1-1. That one fouled off for strike 2. The 1-2 is popped up high. Over towards Turnquist, heading in, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Skazenbach tags from third and scores. Otterson tags from second and hits over to third. And it's a tie game, 10-10 your score. High scoring affair here, as that'll go down as a sac fly. So a runner on third now with 1 out and a tie game to Izana Luschen. 1 for 2 with a fly out and a single. Luschen will take the first pitch for a ball. Yet another exciting high-scoring game here in midseason madness. As we've seen some great offensive showcases thus far. This game, no exception. That pitch in for ball 2. That one going to be popped up high over towards Nass, who will make the catch for out number 2. 2 down now here in this inning as the second baseman makes the catch. Runner held up at third, and here's Erin Dummer, 0 for 0 with 2 walks. She'll look to keep this inning alive here for the Deacons. See if they can get the lead before heading to the top of the 4th. She'll take the first pitch for ball 1, and heading in to take the lead is Otterson, who slides in safe. It's 10-11, and the Deacons have the lead back. Dummer now has faced 9 pitches, and all of them have been balls. I believe she has yet to swing the bat. But hey, if they're not throwing strikes, there's really no reason to. It'll be a 1-0 count to your 2 Dummer. And if she walks yet again, that would bring up Kinley Kuhneman, who's in the on-deck circle for Shanley. That pitch taken low for ball 2. The 2-0, that one in the dirt for ball 3. And Dummer on the verge of her 3rd straight 4-pitch walk. Here's the 3-0. That one taken for ball 4, so Dummer with their 3rd 4-pitch walk of the game. She should have Fitbit sponsor her for how many walks she goes on. She'll reach first on the 2-out walk, and here's Kinley Kuhneman, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. That pitch taken for ball 1. Pitch number 90 unofficially upcoming here for Douglas. And it'll drop in for a strike to even up the count. That one catching the inside part of the zone. You could hear the umpire bark out strike. That one catching the zone for strike two. A bit of a late call right there. The umpire maybe trying to play out the suspense a little bit. It's a 1-2 count, and Douglas one pitch away from ending the third inning right here. Dummer the runner at first. Here is the 1-2, and that one taken high for a ball two. The 2-2. Chopped over towards third. Iverson, nice play right there. Over to first. Bertelson makes the catch. That's your third out of the inning. A 5-3 ground out actually. As trying to remember all the numbers for baseball positions. That is going to end the third inning here on Magnitude Sports. The Coyotes with a 7-run third inning, and the Deacons one up them with an 8-run third inning. It's 10-11 here on Magnitude Sports. The Deacons with a 1-run lead as we head towards the top of the fourth. Due up is going to be Aaliyah Bertelson, Kira Slagle, and Riley Iverson. We'll bring you those at-bats and potentially more right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Alrighty, about ready to get the fourth inning of a high-scoring affair underway here on Magnitude Sports. Aaliyah Bertelson due up for the Coyotes. First pitch of the inning on the way, and that one's taken for a ball. 1-0 the count here to Bertelson, who is 1 for 2 with a strikeout and then a single her last time up. She'll swing and miss on that one to even up the count at 1 apiece. That one is going to be a tough play and actually unplayable as it's well over the backstop. That'll make it a 1-2 count. That pitch taken for a ball. Count back to even at 2 apiece. And cut on and miss, strike 3, got her swinging. That's a strikeout right there for Akri. That'll be your first out of the inning. Here's Slagle, who is 1 for 2, reached on an error and a double her last time up. That one lifted up over the head of Dummer. That one's gonna drop for a base hit. That'll make Slagle 2 for 3. So a single for Slagle. I'll bring up Riley Iverson, who's 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. One down here for the Coyotes as they're facing a 1-run deficit now after the Deacons exploding for 8 runs in the bottom of the third. That one lined over towards Anderson. Anderson can't quite make the play in time. The throw is not in time over at first. Quaig tried to get the stretch, but just able to beat out the throw is the speed of Iverson. I'll put runner on first and second. Here's Savannah Douglas, the pitcher, and she'll take the first pitch for a ball. Douglas 1 for 2. She struck out her first time up and then singled last time out. She dropped that one right in shallow center field. She'll take that pitch for ball 2 as that one's outside. Nice job by Lustchen, able to grab it. Otherwise, would have been probably an extra base for Slagwell and Iverson at second and first. That one will be dropped, so they'll take their extra base just a pitch later, and it's a 3-0 count as well. Two runners in scoring position here, 1 out, and it's a 3-0 count to Douglas. Douglas pops that one, and that will drop in the gap. That's going to score 1 run, and it's back to a tie game. The Coyotes striking back, and it's 11-11. That'll be a 1-run single. That'll put runners on the corners. Here's Jaden Dillon. She's 0 for 2. She's flown out twice in this ball game. She'll look to reverse that as she's got runners on first and third in a tie ball game. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on the first pitch from Ockery. Runner taking off for second, and looks like they got her on the throw. They'll trade the out for the run as Iverson heads the second, but they caught Douglas stealing. That'll be out number 2 of this inning. They'll empty the bases as well. That one in for strike. That'll be strike 3. That'll end the inning. So another strikeout for Ockery. As a lot to sort out right here as I go through the scoring on my phone. But that'll end the top of the 4th as we head towards the bottom of the 4th now here. It's a 12-11 ball game. I'll get that fixed here right now too, actually. 12-11 your score here. The Coyotes lead the Deacons here on Magnitude Sports as they bring home 2 in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th coming up here for Shanley is it's going to be Phyllis Quay, Emily Anderson, and then Avery Ockery representing the top of the lineup. We're going to be right back with that right after this quick message here on Magnitude Sports.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
And we're back just like that, about ready to get the bottom of the 4th inning underway here between the Coyotes and the Deacons. We got a great game on our hands here. 12-11 your score. It's been an offensive battle to say the least as the Coyotes have a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Deacons do up. It's going to be Quay, Anderson, and Ockery as Douglas will head back out to the circle for inning number 4 of pitching. Her first pitch of the inning is swung on and missed for strike 1. Quay 1 for 2 with a strikeout and then a single. Also an update from the other field. Dickinson defeating Davies 18-3 in 5 innings. As that pitch taken for ball 1 to even up the count. The Midgets hit 5 home runs in that game, including a grand slam. That update coming from Mike Mason, who's on the call for the game over on field 5. So offensive explosion over there, as well as that pitch will be taken for ball 2. Pitch to Quay is swung on and missed for strike 2. That'll even up the count at 2 apiece. The 2-2 is taken for a ball to make the count full at 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way here from Douglas, and got her swinging, strike 3. Big time strikeout right there. Douglas notches another K. That'll be out number 1 of this inning. Here's Emily Anderson, who struck out and walked her last time up. She'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. We're now an hour and 15 minutes into this game. And every single one of those minutes has been a good one so far. 12-11 your score as that pitch taken for ball 2. As we'll head towards the home stretch of these final few innings. Still a lot to decide and unpack here. A lot hanging in the balance. That one taken for ball 3. It's a 3-0 count to Emily Anderson. She's 1 pitch away from walking and getting the first base runner of the inning for the Deacons, and she will take her base. It looked like umpire almost called a strike there, but he's pointing down to first, so I hesitate. I didn't want to be wrong, so just took my time a little bit, but patience is a virtue. Patience in the call and patience in the softball as she takes ball number 4 and her base. That'll put her on. And here's Avery Ockery, who's having a monster game. 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. She fouls that one off for strike 1. She's got a runner on first and Anderson. Deacons have a 1-run gap to make up here. They have a decent shot, I'd say, at doing it based on how this game has gone so far with a runner on first and 1 out. Nearly hitting Ockery there. That'll go down as ball 1. Almost doing a little bit of a hop and kicking up her leg a little bit just to dodge that one. So it'll be a 1-1 to Ockery. Here's Douglas's pitch, and that one fanned on for strike 2. And it's a pitcher's count. They'll look to get Ockery out for the first time today. Big pitch upcoming right here. Douglas got her swinging, strike 3 the call. That's her second K of the inning and the second out of the inning. As Ockery goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Krista Skazenbach, who's reached on an air twice and grounded out. She'll look to keep this inning alive and not strand Anderson. First pitch high for a ball. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2 to make the count 2-0. Douglas fires over, and that one will be taken for ball 3. Skazenbach on the verge of a walk. That would put runners on first and second should she take her base here on ball 4. Douglas on a 3-0. Drops that one in the zone for strike 1. That was big because it opens up the at-bat a little bit more here. I think the odds of Skazenbach swinging have to go up a little bit on a 3-1 count, but she will lay off that one and take her base, ball 4. Good at-bat right there for Skazenbach as she'll go for a walk. That'll bring on Ingrid Otterson, who will look to get a base knock and tie up the game in a knot. 12-11 your score here as the pitch is taken inside for ball 1. I crack myself up sometimes, I won't lie. That one in the dirt for ball 2. Otterson is 1 for 3. She reached on a fielder choice and an error her first 2 times and then singled her last time. She's about, I'd have to imagine, a walk away of getting the cycle of different ways to reach base. And on a 3-0 count, the odds are pretty high. But the pitch is not high. It's in the zone for strike one, and something I've actually never really thought about before, all the different ways you can reach base. I'm sure there's actually many more ways now that I think about it, but those are probably the 4 biggest that come to mind. That one's going to be popped up high. That one carrying over towards the fence, and it's over the wall, and it's a go-ahead home run. Ingrid Otterson gives the lead back to the Deacons. 3-run shot, and that breaks the game wide open. How about that? So instead of a walk, she launches it over the fence, nearly making a play. Play on it was Burvig and Turnquist, but instead it'll make it a 12-14 game. I'll say that didn't look right for a second. Clear the bases, obviously. How about that? Big moment in the game right there. Ingrid Otterson, 3-run home run. 14-12 your score now. Here's Emily Hodel. She'll step in with 2 away as the Deacons get the lead back. First pitch high for ball 1. The 1-0 from Douglas. That one taken for a ball. 2-0 the count. Hear a bit of madness in the bleachers maybe, as almost sounds like when you drop a metal trash can. Not quite sure what's going on down there, but right after that the pitch comes in for a strike to make the count 2-1. That one is hit hard and drifting just foul, just on the wrong side of that white line. They'll make it a 2-2 count, and boy, that was a close one. That would have been a big-time hit from Hodel to keep the inning alive. Although I'm sure Shanley is probably happy to get the lead back regardless. In what has been a 26-run thriller so far. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one fouled just back. Hodel just missing for the second pitch in a row. Two pitches high to make the count full, 3-2. Azana Lushin on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. That one popped up high into the atmosphere. Heading over is Douglas, and Douglas can't quite make the catch. That'll drop in, and that'll put Hodel on first. So with Hodel on first, here's Azana Lushin with 2 away and a runner on. She'll look at the first pitch for strike 1. That one in the dirt for ball 1. It's an even count. Ball 2, 2-1. Lushin is 1 for 3. She flew out and singled and then flew out again. Those are her 3 at-bats so far. And she'll take that one low for ball 3. So now on the verge of maybe adding a walk to the ledger. (3-1) just fouled back. That'll fill the count up. Douglas will look for the strikeout right here, or just any out, but strikeout likely with 2 strikes. Her pitch comes in and it's fouled off. So add another wrinkle to the drama here in this at-bat, as the Coyotes will look to get out of the inning only down 2 here, as the 5th inning looming, and they're staring at a 2-run deficit. It's been a back and forth affair. Here's the full count pitch, cut on and miss, strike 3. That's another strikeout right there, as Douglas notches another K, and we're gonna head towards the end of the 4th and the top of the 5th. We've got a great one on our hands here. The Deacons answer the Coyotes' 2-run 4th with 3 runs of their own, not coming on a 3-run home run. It's 14-12. The Deacons lead the Coyotes here on Magnitude Sports. Karina Turnquist, Olivia Burvig, and Jada Nass due up for the Coyotes in the top of the 5th, and we're going to bring you those at-bats and potentially more right after this here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
It was like you can't even describe it. Like I always tell people who don't have kids, it's like your heart running outside of your body. It's just incredible. Like, you made this little human, and you do everything you can to protect them.
And we're back. Welcome back here on Magnitude Sports. Feel free to check out our website, msportsnet.com, as well as our YouTube channel and Facebook. I'm sure actually you've probably checked out one of those if you're tuning in and watching right now. Your score here is 14-12. The Deacons lead over the Coyotes in a thriller, as Turnquist will pop the first pitch up, and that one's going to get in between Otterson and Skazenbach, the center fielder and shortstop. That'll drop for a base hit to start things off for the Coyotes. Turnquist now 2 for 3 on the day, as she notches her 2nd single of the game. That'll be now pitch number 75 for Akri as well. Here's the top of the order, and Olivia Burvig walked, flew out, and then reached on an error as the first pitch comes in. Akri will fire over, and that'll be outside, taken for a ball. Turnquist, the runner at first. And Burvig representing the tying run in the batter's box, as that pitch will be taken for a strike. Now on a 2-1 count, let's see what the approach is for Akri and Burvig. And the approach is the swing away, and that one is popped up towards Kuhneman. Kuhneman making the catch for the first out of the inning over there in left field. She snags the fly ball, just meanders over, could have caught it in her back pocket, as I like to say. Turnquist will be held up at first. And with one down here is Jaden Nass, who flew out, tripled, and then reached on an error. That's been her day so far, as she fouls off the first pitch. Gotta tell you, this game has been a treat to do so far. I said earlier, one of the things I love about this job, you just see something new every day. That pitch will drop in for a strike, and at an 0-2 count now. This has been one of the, if not the most exciting softball game I think I've done so far this season in my short 1 month time here. That ball going to get passed for a ball to make it a 1-2 count, and Turnquist will head to second. It's an opportunity I'm always grateful for, and games like these are big reason why I just love doing what I do. That pitch taken for a ball to make it 2-2. Not to get all sappy, but I think The fans of both these teams watching here at home can agree that this game has been a great time to say the least, and hopefully each and every one of you are having as much fun watching this game as I am calling it. That one scorched down the line. Anderson not quite able to pick that one as Turnquist will head to third. That'll put Nass at first. So that'll go down as an error, I believe. I'll put runners on the corners here for Sierra Main, who will look to put her stamp on this game. She also tripled, reached on an error and grounded out. Not in that order, but figured I'd emphasize the triple as it was back-to-back triples for Nass and Main. That was a big kickstarter of one of the big innings here for the Coyotes. And taking off on the pitch is Nass. Nass sliding in, and she's not in time. Lustian guns her down, but they'll trade the out for the run as Turnquist heads home. And it's back to a one-run game as the Coyotes cut into the deficit. 13-14 here. 2 away now. And the bases have been emptied. Sierra Main now facing 2 outs with the bases empty. She'll look to keep this inning alive here as the Coyotes still trail the Deacons by 1. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. That one off the crack of the bat. That one sounded nice, and it's a nice result for Sierra Main. She'll get a ground ball single, and she will keep the inning alive as she reaches first. That'll bring up Aaliyah Bertelson. There are few sounds more beautiful than the sound of a well-hit ball, and we heard one right there. Another beautiful sound is perfectly fired strike right into the mid of the catcher. Of course, it depends on if you're the hitter or the catcher, but we heard both those sounds right there. Results are a single and an 0-1 count. That one chopped foul over towards the Shanley dugout for strike 2. It's an 0-2 count now. Bertelson might have to shorten up her swing a little bit to keep this inning alive. If not, that will turn things back over to the Deacons, who will try and protect their 1-run lead. It's been a game where leads really haven't been that safe. That one poked foul. That'll keep her alive in the at-bat. Of course, one of my quote-unquote co-workers, if you will, Kenley, coined the term hot potato for basketball when, well, let this play happen first as that one gets past Otterson. Ground ball, that'll be called a single, I believe. So it'll be a base hit for Bertelson. I'll put 2 on here for the Coyotes. I'll bring up Slagle, who's 2 for 3. She reached on an error, then doubled and singled. Runners on first and second for her with 2 away. But it's been a hot potato. Instead of the basketball going back and forth between teams, it's been the lead. That one's going to be popped up high. And charging in and not able to put the squeeze on it. That's going to load the bases as Anderson was not able to make the catch. So here comes Riley Iverson with the bases loaded, and a good chance right here to tie the game or maybe give them the lead with a base hit. Big at-bat will start off with a first pitch strike. You can feel this might be one of the defining at-bats of this game right here. There's still plenty of game left with the bases loaded. This is a chance that if you're Williston, you have to imagine you're going to want to take advantage of. Speaking of taking, that pitch will be taken for a ball to even up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 to Iverson is dropped in for a strike. And now Acri out ahead in the count and one pitch away from getting a massive strikeout right here. The 1-2, high for ball 2. Stakes have been raised. And got her swinging, drop third strike, so we will have a play at first, but it's an easy play as Williston fires over to Quay. Deacons might have had bit of a mini stroke right there after the drop third strike, but no harm, no foul as Williston able to fire over to first for the third out of the inning. But the Coyotes do make things a little more interesting as they do bring home 1 run in the top of the 5th. It's a 1-run ball game here. 13-14 your score here on Magnitude Sports as we have a 27-run thriller on our hands. Due up for the Deacons in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Aaron Dummer, Kinley Kuhneman, and Phyllis Quay. That's going to be coming up right after this quick message from Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Already ready to get back in action here between the Coyotes and the Deacons. 13-14 your score here. 1-run lead for Shanley, who will look to protect and maybe add to that lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning upcoming. Looks like Douglas back in the circle for inning number 5 of pitching. She has 126 pitches unofficially in this ball game. And she will look to get a few more outs right here for Williston and turn it back over to their bats, who the Coyotes now, if score holds, have 6 outs to play with here remaining in this game. The 6th and 7th inning looming large. But first, here comes the bottom of the 5th. And it's going to be Aaron Dummer leading things off. And she's 0 for 0 in the game so far. 3 walks, all on 4 pitches. And that one will be taken for a ball as well. So Aaron Dummer has seen 13 pitches, and every single one of them she's taken for a ball. Yet to swing the bat in this game, but reaching base 3 times. And that one just missing the zone as well. Dummer working your strike zone wizardry, and she's ahead of the count 2-0. One will drop in for a strike. So Dummer now seeing the first strike that she's faced so far today, and it's a 2-1 count. And she'll swing on the 2-1 count, and that one hit right towards Slagle. There's your first out of the inning, as it's a fly out to the shortstop. 1 away, and here's Kinley Kuhneman, who struck out, walked, and then grounded out. She's 0 for 2. She'll face off against Douglas for the 4th time in this ball game. And she'll take the first pitch, ball 1. Second pitch of the at-bat on the way. That one looks like it might have been fouled off. Either way, it's going to be going down as a strike to even up the count. 1-1 to Kuhneman. 1-1 taken down the middle for strike 2. Douglas ahead in the count now. See if she can get out number 2 right here. believe they'll rule that one as a ball. Looks like the wind might have gotten the best of that one. So that should, if my calculations are correct, even up the count at 2-2. That one fouled back, just over near the bleachers. That one high for a ball. Full count here, 3-2 to Kuhneman. And they're gonna say strike three, got her looking. So hang up the backwards K in the bleachers, if you will, as they like to do at ballparks. There's your second out of the inning. Here's Phyllis Quay, who will look to keep things alive here for Shanley. Quay chops at the first one for a foul ball. Quay 1 for 3, singled and struck out twice in this ball game. And she taps someone over towards her position. First base as Bertelsen fields the ground ball, and there's out number 3 of the inning right there. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Douglas, who makes quick work of the Shanley lineup, and a rare scoreless inning in this ball game. As we end the 5th inning, head towards the top of the 6th. 13-14 still your score here as the Coyotes face a 1-run deficit, but they've got a chance to make up the gap right here, as it's going to be Savannah Douglas, Jaden Dillon, and Karina Turnquist due up for Williston. The bottom of the order coming up right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
And we're back, ready to get the 6th inning underway here from the North Softball Complex. Douglas, Dillon, and Turnquist due up for the Coyotes. Ockery heading back into the circle for inning number 6. I think a big underrated aspect of this game so far. These two pitchers have been real just warriors out there so far. Both of them still staying in the game. It's been more of a hitter's game so far, but you got to tip your cap to the pitchers, as that pitch going to be hit in towards the outfield, heading over, and can't quite put the squeeze on it as Dummer. That'll drop through, and Douglas will start off the inning by reaching first. But these two pitchers both have faced a lot of batters so far, but they've been able to just power through it. Save the arms of some of the other pitchers on the staff, as that pitch taken for ball 1, and got to give props to them. I'd imagine it's certainly not an easy task both mentally and physically, but both the starters have been up to it so far, as both have yet to come out of the game. That pitch taken for ball 2 to Jaden Dillon, who has Savannah Douglas on first. Douglas being one of the 2 pitchers so far in this game, of course, that I'm talking about. Umpire likes that one for a strike as it catches the zone. That'll make it a 2-1 count. That one tapped weakly over towards Ockery. They won't get the lead runner, but they will get an out. That's a 1-3 ground out right there, and that'll be your first out of the inning, as Douglas heads over to second. So here's Karina Turnquist, at least. Eventually, it looks like someone called time, and it looks like we have an equipment timeout. Always safety first, as Ingrid Otterson gets her shoes tied. Make sure she double laces them. And so after a quick shoe tie, it'll be the first pitch to Turnquist, who takes it for ball 1. She's got Savannah Douglas on second, representing the tying run. 1 away here in the penultimate inning, top of the 6th. As that one's going to be popped up high and straight at Akri. Akri makes the catch. She helps herself out, getting the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Olivia Burvig, who will hope to not strand the runner at second. As it's really starting to be go time here for Williston. They only have 1 run to make up, but time necessarily isn't on their side, as first pitch swung on, but Douglas will head to third on a passed ball. Owen won the count to Burvig, who's 0 for 3. She walked, flew out, reached on an error, and then flew out. So the 0 for 3 a bit misleading, as she's reached base twice. She takes that one for a ball to make it a 1-1 count. Burvig leans back, but the pitch drops in for strike 2. And Akri 1 pitch away from notching a massive strikeout right here. And that one taken for a ball to even the count. Tension rising here on the diamond with an even count. The runner at second. And swung on and missed, strike 3. Akri gets the K that she needed. That'll end the top of the 6th, and now Williston, with only 3 outs remaining in this ball game, they've still got a 1-run gap to make up, as that is a big-time strikeout by Avery Akri. She adds another to her collection as we head towards the bottom of the 6th inning here on Magnitude Sports. No runs coming across for the Coyotes, as we've had back-to-back scoreless innings. Only the 3rd scoreless inning of the game, as the bats have quieted down, at least for a little bit, but we'll see if I speak too soon, as Emily Anderson, Avery Akri, and Krista Skazenbach do up in the bottom of the 6th for Shanley. We'll bring you the action right after this quick message from your sponsors here on Magnitude Sports.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
And a bit of a misleading 0 for 3. She's actually reached base 3 of her 4 plate appearances so far. Something that Billy Bean would be fond of. That one hit hard towards second base. Noss just can't quite make the play right there. A bit too hot to handle. And so Skazenbach will reach first yet again. As Billy Bean would like to say, but she gets on base. So even though in the scorebook she might be 0 for 4 now, she's 3 for 4 at reaching first. And, well, how do you score runs? You need base runners. That pitch is taken for a ball. You want to know the count? Of course, talking about the movie Moneyball. Highly recommend for any of you that haven't seen it, if you're a fan of this game. That pitch taken high for a ball, too. Pitch on the way. That one swing and a miss for strike 1. 2-1 the count now to Ingrid Otterson, who hit a 3-run homer her last time, and that's what gave the Deacons the lead. She's had the moment of the game so far. Also singled and reached on a fielder's choice and an error. Runner takes off as that one is fouled straight back for strike 2. 2-2 the count. Big pitch upcoming right here from Douglas. Emily Hodel looming in the on-deck circle should Otterson reached base. The 2-2. That one hit over towards short. Slagle picks it, fires over to first, not in time. Nice job by Bertelson to get the ball squeezed with her glove at least. Wasn't quite able to make the play on the stretch, but I don't blame her, as might have needed Elastigirl at first base to pick that one, but she's able to at least prevent the ball from getting past and having the runners advance. I'll put runners on first and second for Hodel. She takes the first pitch for ball one. Hodel reached on a fielder's choice, then grounded out, had a sac fly, and then reached on an error. That's been her day so far at the dish, as she watches that pitch low and inside for a ball. 2-0 as the runners advance to second and third. From Douglas is low for ball three. And now Williston in danger of loading the bases right here with Azana Lushin on deck. And the 3-ball count is ball four, as Hodel will take her base. And it in fact does load the bases for Lushin, who will step in. She's 1 for 4, flew out twice, singled, and then struck out her last time up. She'll look to add some insurance to the Deacons before they head to the top of the 7th. And she pops that one up high towards the outfield. Charging in is Turnquist. It's going to be a tough play, and Turnquist running into Burvig and able to hold on to it. Nice catch in traffic by Karina Turnquist, and that's going to end the inning. That is a big-time flyout right there. Man, oh man, oh man. Crisis averted right there for the Coyotes. But in the grand scheme of things, they're not going to care that much, as that's going to turn things over to their bats now as we head towards the 7th and final inning of a dandy on our hands here. 13-14 your score. The Coyotes, 3 more outs to try and cut into this lead, either tie it up or take the lead in the top of the 7th inning. Due up is going to be Jaden Nass, Sierra Main, and Aaliyah Bertelson. Heart of the order coming up. Those are some names you want to hear if you're a Coyote fan, and we're going to bring you the action as the suspense continues to build. But first, as it always seems to be on TV, or I guess live stream, we're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back with a big moment in this game right after this.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. GoPromo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
Well, let me paint a picture for you. Here's the situation. If you're Avery Ockery, you're 3 outs away from victory. Avery Ockery being the pitcher still in this game, as she'll look to finish off a complete game effort, as she and the rest of the Deacons have 3 outs away from victory. If you're Jaden Nass, Sierra Main, and Aaliyah Bertelson, one of you has a chance to be a hero and keep this game alive here for Williston. 1 run the difference, 3 outs to play with. Let's see what happens as the first pitch is taken for ball 1 in the top of the 7th and potentially final inning of softball between the Coyotes and the Deacons. We've had a great one on our hands here on Magnitude Sports, and we should be in for an exciting finish. 1-0 will be tipped foul and in the glove for strike 1. That'll even the count to Nass, who flew out, tripled, and then reached on airs her last 2 times up. That one hit hard towards short. Otterson picks it, fires over to first, and Quay makes the play. 1 away. Here's Sierra Main, 2 for 4, reached on an error, tripled, grounded out, and then singled. the Coyotes are down to their final 2 outs. First pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Maine leans back, but that one drops in for a strike. Catch in the upper part of the zone, and it's a 1-1 count. The 1-1 is popped up high. Sierra Maine. Oh, it's just off the fence. Nearly a home run, but she'll reach second on a double. And had she hit it maybe 2 inches to the left or right instead of near dead center, that one's probably out of here. But Williston will certainly take what they can get. Sierra Maine with a big time double. Here's Aaliyah Bertelson. Bertelson 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 2 strikeouts. Bertelson will pop that one up. Charging into foul territory is Stitch, who can't make the catch. That'll be strike 1. That pitch taken outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. As the pressure will start to mount here. In an important at-bat, Bertelson versus Zachary, that's the battle. Still just a 1-run game. That one hit hard, and what a catch by the shortstop, Otterson. Can't quite get the double play. That would have ended it. But she snags the hot line drive right there for the second out of the inning. And now the Coyotes down to their final out. Kira Slago will try and keep this alive as she's 2 for 4, reached on an air twice, doubled and singled. And that one hit right over towards Acri. Acri fires over to first. Ball in the glove, foot in the bag, and we have ourselves a final. As that's your final out of the ball game right there. A 1-3 ground out. Acri finishes and completes a complete game. Heck of an effort right there, and what a game that we had on our hands here today. Your final score, an absolute gem of a game between the Coyotes and the Deacons. 13-14, your final score. Shanley with a 1-run victory over Williston. We had a fantastic game here in game 1 of 3 on field 1 at the North Softball Complex. As we wrap things up here, we're going to get you coverage of the next game started up right here. If you're looking for the next game, we're going to shut down this stream and then start up a new stream for game number 2. That one scheduled to start at 1 o'clock. It is 1:02, obviously, so I talked about during pregame. Sometimes the games can go a little bit long, but certainly did not feel like this game went long, as it was really an amazing game all around. Tip your cap to both the teams here, the Coyotes and the Deacons coming away with a nice 1-run victory here to start things off with the 11 o'clock game. That's your final score once again. 14-13 Deacons over the Coyotes. As we wrap up things here on Magnitude Sports, I'll pop up the schedule for you guys just to straighten out everything. So the 11 o'clock games are done and dusted, with Dickinson with, I believe, a 15-2 victory over Fargo Davies, something along those lines. I do know that Dickinson did 10-run rule Davies after 5, and then of course the Shanley Williston game just finishing up here. That one a 14-13 victory for Shanley. Coming up next, Shanley is going to turn right around and face Dickinson in what should promise potential offensive fireworks in that one. That one going to take place here on field 1. Hart River going to be taking on Northern Casa as well. That game scheduled to take place at 1 o'clock. That one might already be underway, actually, given that Shanley, Dickinson and Davies finished up relatively early. And then the final 2 games taking place at potentially 3 o'clock, give or take a little bit. Northern Cass versus Fargo Davies over here on this field. And then Delax, Burlington, Lewis, and Clark versus Thompson. Those will be the final 3 games here on Magnitude Sports in mid-season madness for softball. And we were promised madness, and we got some right here in this first game. Wrapping things up, I'm Eric Tiongson for Magnitude Sports, ready to sign off for this game. Hope that each and every one of you had as good of a time watching this game as I did calling it. If you're going to be tuning into the next Shanley game, hope to see you in a couple minutes for that one. But if not, we wish you a great rest of your Saturday, a great rest of your weekend, and hope to see you again soon here on Magnitude Sports. I'm Rick Tiongson, signing off. Have a good day.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD. This is a presentation. This is a presentation of Magnitude Sports.
Second pitch in there for a strike. That'll even up the count, I believe, at 1-1. Apologies for those of you joining in. Apparently received news that there was not sound at the beginning. I just had to make a quick change on the microphone, as you probably saw I had to make a change with the camera as well. Midgets versus Deacons, 1-0 your score early on, as that pitch will be taken for ball 4, so it'll be walk number 3 here for Dickinson. They've worked the count well so far, and that'll put runners on the corners. Mortensen at third, Ballet at first. And 1 out here in the first inning. Here's Reese Hawk. Hawk digging in. She's at the number 5 spot today. She'll take the first pitch for strike 1. Off with the pitch is Ballet. Ballet will get in safe at second on the throw. And Matia Mortensen will head home and score the second run of the game. Ballet to third as well. So 2-0 here. Some nice running early on from Dickinson. They've got a nice little lead here in the first inning. Hawk will take that pitch for a strike. It's a 1-2 count. And Ingrid Otterson looking for the strikeout right here, and she'll get it. Got her swinging. Strike 3, that is out number 2 of the inning. As Hawk goes down on strikes, that'll bring up Callie Kubas. Digs into the left-handed side of the batter's box. She's got a runner on third with a 2-run lead, and that'll make it a 3-run lead as she finds the hole between the second and first baseman. Chalk that up as a single base hit right there, and it's 3-0. Midgets up on top. Here's Bailey Berg, who will look to keep the inning going here for the Midgets. First pitch taken for a strike. She lays off. It's a 0-1 count. Check swing on the second pitch, and umpire's going to say that she went. It's an 0-2 count. And Otterson starting to settle in maybe a little bit. She got the strikeout, and she'll look to get the final out of the inning right here on an 0-2 count. Otterson got her swinging. Strike 3, second strikeout of the inning for Ingrid Otterson. That's going to end the half inning for Dickinson, but they're able to bring home a few runs, 3 of them to be exact, as they show some nice base running, a few walks and a few base hits as well. We're going to actually keep it right here as of right now as we head towards the bottom of the first. I'll get you your lineups as well as starting pitchers, because I had to have a bit of a shortened process for the pregame show. Normally would have done that in that, but game starting a few minutes earlier than anticipated, as I had to go down and get lineup cards from both these sides and reset the scoreboard as well. It's a 3-0 ball game right now. The Midgets up on top over the Deacons. And due up is going to be Avery Akri, Azana Luschen, and Ingrid Otterson. Those are going to be the 3 due up for the Deacons. Taking a look at how the Midgets are going to be taking the field. Jenna Decker going to be in the circle for Dickinson. She'll get the starting nod for today. And forming the other half of the battery, that's going to be Taya Hupfoff. She's going to be at catcher. Matia Mortensen will be at first base. McKenna Eckelberg will be at second base. Callie Kubas at shortstop. Bailey Berg at third base. That's your infield for Dickinson. And then the outfield, Reese Hawk in right field, Paige Ballet in center field, and Avra Johnner in left field. Those are your fielders for the Midgets. And then taking a look at the starting lineup, the remainder of the starting lineup here for Shanley. It's going to be Avery Akri batting leadoff, as Azana Luxon will bat second. Ingrid Otterson at third. Emily Hodel will be batting cleanup at fourth. Kinley Kuhneman batting fifth. Emily Anderson batting sixth. Haley Dingman batting seventh. Elizabeth Beaver batting 8th, and then Caitlin Stitch in the number 9 hole. And we're about ready to get underway here with Akri, who will be at shortstop batting leadoff in this game. She was the starting pitcher in Shanley's victory last time out, and she'll take the first pitch for ball 1. Pitched a complete game in that one, actually. Both the pitchers did. And a 14-13 thriller if you missed that one. That was a great game. That should be available on the Magnitude Sports Archive Library, as the second pitch is fouled off to even up the count 1 apiece. Certainly, out of my 1 month time here so far doing softball games, I think that's got to be the best game that I've seen so far. 27-run thriller between those two teams. And Akri will swing at the second pitch for strike 2. And Decker out ahead in the count. Also, since I didn't go to commercial there, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Sean Carlson Town and Country Credit Union Go Promo. I'll wait for the pitch to come in here as Akri lifts her leg to avoid getting hit to make it 2-2. As well as Healing Touch Chiropractic, Essentia Health, and I believe there's one more that I'm missing actually. That pitch taken for ball 3. I'll take a peek real quick. No, actually that's it. So big thank you to those 4 sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Without their generous contributions, this wouldn't be a reality. Full count, that's going to be grounded towards Kubis at short. And a nice play by Kubis to get the first out of the inning. She picks it out of the dirt. That's out number 1 as she fires over to Mortensen at first. And that is as pretty of a 6-3 ground out that you will see today. One away, and here comes Azana Luschen, batting number 2, and at catcher for the Deacons. Saw her at catcher in game 1 as well as she swings at the first pitch for strike 1. Second pitch is bouncing in the dirt, and that got a piece of Luschen, so she'll take her base. Will be the first base runner of the game for Shanley as Luschen heads the first after getting plunked. Here's Ingrid Otterson. Otterson had a heck of a game at the dish last time out. Hit a home run, a 3-run home run. That ended up really being the difference in the game as the Deacons won 14-13 in that one, and she'll take the first pitch for strike 1 in this at-bat. 0-1 the count. And that one is going to be smoked in towards the outfield. Charging in is Ava Johnner to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Johnner fires over to first. They can't quite double up Luschen. That would have been a heck of a play right there. That was a cannon of a throw. But they're just going to get 1 out instead of 2. But an out is an out. And now the Midgets 1 out away from getting out of the inning. First pitch of the at-bat to Emily Hodel will be taken outside for ball 1. And Hodel fouls that one off to even up the count at 1 apiece. Luschen, the runner on first after she got hit by a pitch, nearly getting doubled up. Johnner making the catch on the throw back to first, but just couldn't quite get her. As that's a swing and a miss from Hodel for strike 2. It's your pitcher's count now at 1-2, and Decker will look to get the third out of the inning right here. The 1-2, and it's fouled off. Hodel will stay alive. Decker's pitch high and outside for a ball. 2-2 the count. That one fouled off as well, so Hodel will stay alive. And got her looking, strike three. Backwards K right there for Hodel as Decker gets out of the inning. That's your third out. And after one inning, your score 3-0, no runs, no hits for the Deacons in the bottom of the first as the Midgets hold a 3-run lead. We're going to head to the top of the second inning right after this quick message from your sponsors here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Hi, it's Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic in West Fargo. What impact I want to make, how my office is different, how my niche is different. It is all about giving people hope and helping them believe that their bodies were made to heal.
Let me show you how your life can change through chiropractic at Healing Touch Chiropractic.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the North Softball Complex here in North Fargo, North Dakota. 3-0 your score on Magnitude Sports. The Midgets up on top over the Deacons with a 3-run first inning for the Midgets as they jump out thanks to some good plate discipline and base running. As they able to swipe a few bags, advance on a few pass balls, and as a result, touch home 3 times. They'll look to add to their lead here. Due up is going to be McKenna Ecklenberg, Ava Johnner, and then the top of the order in Jenna Decker as Ingrid Otterson will head out to pitch her second inning. Looking around the diamond for the Deacons, Azana Lushton will be at catcher, Emily Hodel at first, Elizabeth Beaver at second, Avery Ockery at short, Emily Anderson at third base, Haley Dingman in right field, Caitlin Stitch in center field, and then Kinley Kuhneman in left field. That's how the diamond shapes up for the Deacons today. We're about ready to get underway here as warm-ups are done with, and it'll be McKenna Ecklenberg digging in. Batting in the 8th spot today. And she'll take the first pitch, just missing the zone. That'll be ball 1. Second pitch on the way, and that one's taken for a ball as well. 2-0 the count, so hitters count here to Ecklenberg. The 2-0, that's a big swing and a miss right there for strike 1. Might have been out ahead of that one a little bit. She'll look to time her swing back up. Here's the 2-1, and swing and a miss for strike 2 right there. It's an even count, and Otterson will look to battle back from being down 2-0 in the count to get the out right here. On the 2-2, and that one high for ball 3, and that'll fill the count up. Full count payoff pitch on the way, and that one is tapped over to first base. Hodel running over. It's going to be a close play, and they're going to say that Hodel beat her to the bag, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Unassisted ground out right there as Hodel touches first and gets the force out. One away, and that's going to bring up Ava Johnner. Johnner batting number 9 today. She'll go against Otterson for her first time in this ball game, and she'll take the first pitch for strike 1 with 1 away. After Johnner will be the top of the order in Jenna Decker and Mattia Morrison. Decker scoring one of the 3 runs so far for the Midgets as she walked in her first plate appearance, I believe. Advanced 2 bases on a single pass ball and then got home on another pass ball. So good hustle from her as that pitch taken for a ball to even up the count 1-1 to Johnner. 1-1 swing and a miss for strike 2 right there. Otterson out ahead in the count once again. Here is the 1-2. Now that one low in the dirt. It'll actually be a full count 3-2, so apologies about that. Looks like I just must have missed a ball there. So full count now to Johnner. Payoff pitch upcoming from Otterson. And it's just going to miss the zone. That'll be ball 4. Johnner will take her base over at first. That'll put a runner on with one down for Decker, who walked her last time up. Decker also the starting pitcher in the circle today. So #1 position in the scorebook and batting #1 in the order. And she'll foul that one back. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that one low for a ball. Taking off for second is Johnner, and that's a close play, but she's going to be safe at second. 1-1 the count. Now a runner in scoring position as Johnner advances the second on what might be ruled a steal. Will go down as a foul ball for strike 2. Decker will look to maybe shorten her swing up a little bit as she'll try and put this one in play with one out. Maybe at the very least advance the runner. She'll take that pitch for a ball. 2-2. And got her looking, strike 3, dropping that one right in the zone. There's your second out of the inning as Ingrid Otterson notches a strikeout. I'll bring up Matia Mortensen. Mortensen also 0 for 0 with a walk in this game. And pitch being dropped right there by the catcher. Johnner will head over to third. That'll put her just that much closer to home plate. As Matia takes the first pitch for ball 1. He'll take the second pitch as well, but a different result right there as that one drops in for a strike. 1-1 the count now. One to Mortensen. That one hit hard and through the hole. Acri can't quite make the play. That'll bring home Johnner, and Matia Mortensen thinking extra bases. She'll get into second standing up. That's a 1-run double for Matia Mortensen. And it's 4-0 here. The Midgets up on top over the Deacons. So Mortensen now 1 for 1 on the game. Has an RBI to boot. Here's Sia Hopfop, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out. She watches the first pitch for ball 1. She's got a runner on second, so base hit might score Mortensen at second as well. 2 outs, you have to rule out the possibility of a sacrifice. That one hit hard towards Anderson at third. Anderson's throw is in time over to Hodel, and there's your third out of the inning, but it's the Midgets. They're able to tack home one more run here in the second inning. We head towards the bottom of the second. 4-0 your score here on Magnitude Sports. Midgets up on top over the Deacons. We're going to be right back with the bottom of the second inning. Deacons due up right after this quick message from your sponsor here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Alrighty, welcome back. About ready to get the bottom of the second underway here. Due up for the Deacons going to be Kinley Kuhneman, Emily Anderson, and Haley Dingman. Those are the 3 hitters due up for Shanley as they'll try and cut into this 4-run deficit built early on by Dickinson. I've seen a lot of high-scoring games in this midseason madness jamboree so far, and this game shaping up to potentially be no exception as the Midgets have gotten their offense going early to the tune of 4 runs through 2 innings. And the Deacons, who scored 14 in their last game, they'll look to maybe recapture a little bit of that magic. And it could start with a big inning right here. Here's Kinley Kuhneman. First pitch to Kuhneman is tapped over towards Eckelberg at second. Eckelberg makes the play. Nice stretch by Mortensen. There's your first out of the inning on the first pitch. One of my favorite plays in this sport is the first baseman stretch, and we saw that on full display right there, just not quite coming off the bag, but extending out to make sure they could get the runner out in time. Pitch number 1 to Anderson is taken for ball 1. Second pitch will be outside for ball 2. Anderson out ahead in the count on a 2-0. That one will go down the middle, taken for strike 1. Nice pitch fired in right there by Jenna Decker. Haley Dingman in the on-deck circle for the Deacons as Anderson will watch that fourth pitch of the at-bat go by for ball 3. It's now a 3-1 count, and she's one pitch away from getting a free pass to first base. Decker winds up, fires, and that one's fouled back for strike 2. That'll fill the count up. And so we'll get to see another payoff pitch here. Seen our fair share of those so far in this ball game. I believe this will be the third or fourth at bat with a full count right here. Decker fires over to home, and that one will be taken for ball 4, so Anderson will walk. And with one out, Shanley will have one on. That'll bring up Haley Dingman, who see her first at bat of the day, as she didn't play in the first game, but she'll get some action here, batting in the number 7 spot in game 2. She's got a good chance to put her stamp on the game here with one out and one on, and she takes the first pitch for ball 1. Decker kicks and fires, and that one catching the outside part of the zone. Nice pitch right there for strike 1, evening up the count. That one will be grounded towards Eckelberg again, and the underhand toss over to first. Mortensen making the catch for the second out of the inning. That's another 4-3 ground out right there. The runner will advance as Anderson heads over to second. Now 2 away for Liz Beaver, who will also be seeing her first action today. Beaver batting in the number 8 spot. She's got a runner in scoring position and 2 outs here for the Deacons. She'll watch the first pitch go by for strike 1, catching that outside part of the zone. It's been a spot that Decker's had a fair amount of success with thus far, as she's got a few that have just dropped in towards that edge. That one bit outside the edge, though. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. Third pitch of the at-bat on the way from Decker, and that one will be taken for strike 2. Now Decker 1 strike away from ending the inning. She's out ahead in the count 1-2. She'll look to add another K to her collection right here. The 1-2. Got her swinging, strike 3. There's your third out of the inning as Beaver goes down swinging on strikes. So after 2 innings, score still holds 4-0 your score here on Magnitude Sports. Dickinson up on top over Shanley. 1 hit in this ball game and no hits, no errors for the Deacons thus far. We're going to be right back with the top of the third. Paige Ballet, Reese Hawk, and Callie Kuba is going to be due up for the Midgets right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. Go Promo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, Just Go Promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
Alrighty, welcome back, folks, here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Midgets versus Deacons in Game 2 of 3 on Field 1 here at the North Softball Complex in Midseason madness, as they call it. We've certainly seen a lot of madness so far, seen a lot of offensive fireworks, seen some great games. The one prior here between Shanley and Williston, no exception. And we're in the midst of Shanley versus Dickinson right now, top of the third, about to get underway. First pitch will be taken for ball 1. Paige Ballet walking her first time up. She's 0 for 0 on the game. Up on a head start and trying to maybe get walk number 2. Instead, that's going to be popped up, driven back, and that one is long gone. Solo shot to straightaway center, Paige Ballet, and she's going to do a touch 'em all trot and head home. It's now 5-0. Dickinson out on top over Shanley. Well, that's certainly a way to start the third inning if you're the Midgets. And that was just long gone. As soon as it came off the bat, I think everyone on the diamond knew that that one was heading well over the fence. And if you take a look, it's still nestled in there comfortably, well past that fence, out past center field, over towards near the baseball fence. So that'll extend the Dickinson lead. I'll bring up Reese Hawk, who is looking at a 1-1 count after taking strike 1 and ball 1. Hawk is 0 for 1 of the game thus far with the strikeout. That one hit hard but foul, as it is just over that fence that sort of separates the players from the spectators, if you will. So over towards the wrong fence, I guess, if you're a Dickinson fan or player. It's a 1-2 count now. That one will be taken for a ball. And got her looking, strike 3, dropped it right into the zone. As they like to say, got her like a frozen pizza right there as she was laying it off, but it snuck its way into the strike zone. Backwards K right there. That'll be your first out of the inning as Otterson notches another strikeout. Callie Kubas now in the dish, and she'll foul off the first pitch for strike 1. Kubas is 1 for 1 on the day with a single. Interestingly enough, Dickinson, 5 hits in the game. Or not 5 hits, 5 runs in the game, but only 2 hits. As talked about earlier, it's really been a base running show from them so far, as well as a few walks, and been a few times where they've put the ball in play and reached, but hasn't either registered as hit, whether it be a fielder's choice or an error. So it might be a little bit misleading to say that they only have 2 hits. They've certainly hit the ball well, as you saw at that solo home run earlier. It's a 1-2 count now to Kubas. She'll take that for ball 2, evening up the count. Even count to Callie Kubas. Here's the pitch from Otterson, and that one going to be hit fairly well, but foul as it drifts over towards the sidewalk. That'll keep this at-bat alive. That pitch will be high, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2. So here we go again, another full count. Seems like deja vu all over again. We'll see what the outcome is this time here as the battle between Kubas and Otterson continues. That one going to be chopped over towards Beaver at second. Beaver can't come up with it, and Kubas is going to reach first on an error. I'll bring up Bailey Berg. Berg will step in with 1 on and 1 away. Berg is 0 for 1 on the game with a strikeout her first time up. And that one will be hit hard over towards Anderson at third. Anderson firing over to first. That'll be out number 2, as it's a 5-3 ground out right there on the first pitch. Now 2 away here to the Midgets, as the Deacons will look to end this half inning in this next at-bat. Runner advancing over to second as well. Kubas now in scoring position. Eckelberg pops that one up high. It's in foul territory, but playable. Anderson just can't quite make the play. So I'll go down as a strike instead. 0-1 the count here to McKenna Eckelberg, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. Ingrid Otterson's unofficially at 64 pitches in this ball game. Pitch number 65 on the way, and that one fouled off. Probably a good thing for Shanley. It was fouled off as it snuck right by the catcher right there. Would have probably put Kubas at third. But instead it'll be an 0-2 count. Kubas will be 1 base further away from home, and they have a chance to end the inning with a strike right here. Otterson kicks and fires. That one's going to be tapped over towards Anderson. It'll be a close play at first with the stretch and got her out. Nice play between Emily Anderson and Emily Hodel. There's that Emily connection at the corner infield. That's your 3rd out of the inning. And a nice little play right there on a 5-3 ground out. That'll bring up the Shanley bats to start the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Caitlin Stitch, and then the top of the order, and Avery Akri and Zana Luschen due up. That's going to be coming up right now on Magnitude Sports right after this quick break. We're going to get a quick word from Go Promo and be right back with the action as the Midgets bring home 1 more run on the home run. They lead 5-0 now on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Alrighty, welcome to the bottom of the 3rd inning between the Midgets and the Deacons. 5-0 your score here on Magnitude Sports. Feel free to knock on wood for me. I'm about to say the wind died down a little bit here, at least for the moment, as it's been gusting off and on a little bit throughout the day. But hopefully we can keep this nice level of wind that it's at right now. First pitch of the bottom of the 3rd coming in for ball 1. It was really blowing hard at the end of the games yesterday, so hopefully we won't have a repeat of that. Also has a big impact on the game as it was blowing in the face of the players. That pitch taken for ball 2. Of course, didn't really stop the offense, as saw both of Bismarck's games yesterday. They scored 13 runs in the first game and 25 in the second. That pitch taken for a strike to make the count 2-1. And then, of course, for those of you that missed the first game, it was the Deacons and the Coyotes. Deacons won that one 14-13. So if you're a fan of offense, you'd be a fan of the way these games have gone so far. That's a 2-2 count now to Caitlin Stitch, who leads off the bottom of the 3rd for the Deacons. Decker will look for the strikeout right here, and she won't get it. That pitch taken high for the 3rd ball of the at-bat. 3-2. And a payoff pitch upcoming here from Decker. And it's low for ball 4. Stitch will take her base to start things off for the Deacons in the bottom of the third. That's a good start for Shanley as they'll get a base runner. No outs, and here's Avery Ockery, who flat out mashed in game 1. I believe she went 4 for 5 if I recall correctly, something along those lines. She's 0 for 1 with a ground out so far in this game, and she'll take the first pitch for strike 1. But we've certainly seen her hit the ball very well thus far in this Midseason Madness Jamboree. Second pitch of the at-bat is in the dirt for a ball, and Stitch is going to take off and reach second on a pass ball. So I'll put her in scoring position. That'll help out the Deacons' cause here as they try and chip away at this 5-run deficit. The 1-1 from Decker is fouled straight back for strike 2. Pitcher's count now for Jenna Decker to Avery Ockery. She'll look to get the punch out right here in the first out of the inning. And she does. Got her swinging, strike 3. There is your first out of the inning. Ockery now 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. And Decker with, I believe, I'll double check in between innings, but I believe that is her 3rd strikeout of the game. 1 away, and here's Azana Luschen with a runner on second in Caitlin Stitch. Luschen will take the first pitch for ball 1, high outside the zone. Here's the 1-0, and that one caught on and missed, evening up the count as just was not quite able to put bat to ball right there. That one high and just outside. Close miss right there, but the umpire likes that one for a ball. It's 2-1. It looks like now we officially have reconnected here, so I'd like to apologize as that pitch comes in for a strike. Not 100% sure actually what happened. Looked like this happened last night too. The Wi-Fi just automatically disconnected at one point. Which of course, the Wi-Fi disconnects, that's going to shut down the stream. But then, for whatever reason, I noticed that probably, I don't know, maybe a few minutes ago or so. I had a text as well, just notifying me that the stream went down. Now a 3-1 count. But for whatever reason, even after the Wi-Fi disconnected, it was not able to get back up and running until just now. So that pitch in for strike 2. It's Ava Johnner on the mound for the final out potentially. It's 14-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The Midgets with a chance to get the 10-run rule in effect right here as they're 1 strike away from ending the game. And I'll be taken high for ball 4, so I'll put Otterson on first. Bring up Emily Hodel as the Deacons will look to keep this game alive. But long story short, the Midgets had an explosive, a monster home run. 2-run shot right there by Reese Hawk, as that's a pass ball. That'll advance the runners to second and third. Mortensen got the first 2 outs of the 5th inning. Then they brought in Ava Johnner from left field to get the final out here. She's looking at a 1-0 count in this at-bat. So far, that one in for a strike to even it up, but hopefully, I mentioned this during, there will be a recording of this game. We do know that. That doesn't hinge on the Wi-Fi, so unfortunately, won't even be able to bring you it live. But you can go back and watch the replay of this game as soon as it's done. So you won't be able to miss a single moment captured at all here on camera. Just unfortunately, the live stream went out for a little bit. And that one's chopped over towards Eckelberg. That might do it. And that will do it as Eckelberg fires over to Decker at first for the final out of the ball game. Your final score here for today is going to be 14-1 as the Midgets take home a big victory over the Deacons. At least that's what it's looking like. And they do the wave. So that will do it here from Game 2 on Field 1. 14-1 your final score. The Dickinson Midgets taking care of business and getting a big 13-run victory over the Deacons here on Magnitude Sports. I'm actually going to keep it here for a little bit just to try and catch you up to speed and update those that might just be joining in late again here. Once again, like to apologize. The Wi-Fi here at the field just randomly decided to go out. Had it happen to me last night as well. Reconnected to the Wi-Fi a few minutes after noticing it, but for whatever reason, the streaming software was not able to reconnect until about a few minutes ago, so unfortunately missed good portion, if not all, of the fourth inning. But like I said earlier, I'll say it again, you will be able to go on our YouTube. The replay of the game should be available there. We'll have a recording that we'll post to, I believe, our website. I'm not 100% sure, but one way or another, you will be able to go back and watch this game in its entirety, not miss a single moment. Just really unfortunate that the stream went out, and I'd like to apologize for any inconvenience there, but it's a 14-1 victory here for Dickinson as they 10-run rule the Deacons after 5. A offensive fireworks showcase here from the Midgets as they take home another victory, and that's going to do it for game number 2 here from the North Softball Complex on game 1. One final game coming up. It's going to be Davies and Northern Cass, I believe. That one scheduled to start at 3 o'clock, but might get going a few minutes later as that's 2:53. But for Eric Tiongson here on Magnitude Sports, I'd like to thank you for tuning into this game today from wherever you may be. And once again, just one final reminder, because I know people might be joining in late. The Wi-Fi crashing here at the softball complex, but the game was recorded, so unfortunately, even though we won't be able to see all of the live stream, the game in its entirety should be uploaded at some point, either on our YouTube, our website, or both, and you can go and watch the entire thing or catch whatever part you missed there, and we will try and get that up for you guys as soon as we possibly can. Once again, final score here, 14-1, Dickinson taking home the victory over Shanley. Those of you that are going to be joining me for the next game, I will shut down this stream and get the next one started up. And for those of you that are tuning out now after this game here at 1 o'clock, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching this game today, and wish you a great rest of your Saturday, a great rest of your weekend, and hope to see you again soon. This is Eric Tiongson signing off for Magnitude Sports.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.